Fellas, I have so many things to talk to you guys about, and I just want to get right into it. So, hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome to your new favorite place on the internet. My name is Bella, and I have basically read my entire October TBR, and I want to talk about it because this hasn't happened in so long. I can't remember the last time that I planned out a monthly TBR and read nearly every single book in it. And I just feel really, proud of myself for doing this and for actually enjoying all of the books that I've been reading this month. The only book, well, actually it's two. Okay, never mind. I shouldn't have spoken so soon. I do have two books left on my October TBR, and that is A Clockwork Orange, which, if you don't remember, or if you haven't seen that video, I did start reading this. Oh, okay. Sorry, I saw these tabs and I forgot that I had pasted them inside of the book so that, easy access. But anyways, if you don't remember or if you haven't seen that video yet, I would highly recommend. I loved doing that, even though it did take a little piece of my soul to do that video. But anyways, I did start reading A Clockwork Orange in my last 24-hour readathon, and I started reading this at 1 a.m. in the morning. It was really difficult. It was a very difficult experience. I would not recommend, especially because this book has its own language. The author, Anthony Burgess, whatever. The author created his own language for this specific book. It literally is not used in any other book. It's not used by any other logical person, I guess. And it's just this collection or, group of words that make absolutely no sense. And sometimes you're reading these sentences and you're like, what are they saying? Sometimes it's really hard to understand it, but apparently there's this entire page dedicated to explaining what every single word means, and I guess that I could use that as a kind of way to guide myself as I'm reading A Clockwork Orange. But also at the same time, when the author wrote this, he didn't intend for maybe people to have a glossary of what these words meant. I think in my way of trying to reason why the author would do this, it's kind of like he's censoring the violence that he's writing about, because since the author isn't using the exact words for the acts of aggression that his characters are doing, it's kind of easier to read about them in a way. I don't know if this makes sense, but it's kind of like if you don't use the words of what they're doing, if you're more focused on trying to understand what you're reading instead of focusing on the horrifying acts that these characters are doing, I think it's a little bit easier for your brain to kind of gloss over the violence and to gloss over these acts of aggression. And yeah, maybe that's why he invented this language, because a lot of the words are used to speak about the violence and to speak about these abuses that these characters are inflicting on other people. So maybe that's one of the reasons that this new language was created. I am 64 pages into this, and this has a total of, give me a second, this has a total of 141 pages. So I'm missing 80 something pages to finish this, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. It really is. But honestly, we're currently going through this really weird tropical storm called Melissa, and for some reason she's decided to park herself in the southern part of our country, which is, where I am. So it's been really gloomy. It's been raining ever since Monday, and our power has been really unstable as well. It comes and it goes. You don't know when it's coming back. It comes back and you're like, oh yay, but then it leaves again, and it's kind of what's going on? We're going through it, and thankfully I don't have to leave my house. I did go to the supermarket on Monday before things got really rough, so I think that we're all set, at least until the end of the week. And I guess I can now just focus on, working from home, which I can thankfully do, and also read the books that are missing from my October TBR. So I guess technically I could spend my entire day reading A Clockwork Orange, and maybe that's what I'll do. But the thing is, I also have one more book on my October TBR, and I am low-key, actually no, I am high-key way more excited to read this one than I am A Clockwork Orange, and that is La Sombra del Viento by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. You can't even see it because it's so white. Okay, look at it. There you go. I'm just really excited for this. One, because so many people have recommended it to me, and two, I don't know if you noticed, but this book is in Spanish, and honestly, I'm really excited to read this because I feel like I'm really going to enjoy it. I've read a couple of excerpts here and there, and I just feel like I'm really going to vibe with the author's writing style, and I'm just going to find it a very beautiful experience, and I want to start it. But also, I'm a little bit, what's that word? It's not threatened, intimidated, yes. I'm a little bit intimidated because of the size of this book. Like, this is over 500 pages. Oh my goodness, this has 603 pages. That's crazy behavior. I think this is definitely the longest book on my October TBR. I think the other longest book is probably Catabasis, but that one was a breeze to get through. Like, it was so fun. And I mean, it was just so fun to read. So maybe this will be the same, but I will still feel those 600 pages, if you know what I mean. I haven't told you guys about this yet, but... And I wasn't even planning this, okay? Like, I saw the gloomy weather and I was like, you know what? You know what book would be perfect to read in these weather conditions? Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, the 1818 edition, which I've been saying that I've been wanting to read for years now, and I finally was able to do so, and I devoured this book. Like, I could, like, as I was reading it, I was like, oh my god, I should probably vlog about this, but I just didn't want to stop reading. It was just so glorious. It was so incredible to go back into this book and to relive everything that I know that I already love, but to kind of rediscover it, because of course, it's been a hot second since I've read Frankenstein. Wait, let me get my original copy. Like, this is my very first copy of Frankenstein that I ever had. Oh my goodness, I need to get up on the table. Okay, I have it. So it's this one, and this is a very special copy for me because it actually has like my review inside of it. Wait, give me a second. Look, it's me. It's my review of Frankenstein. And I remember when I first got contacted to participate in this, and I was like, oh my god, this is like my dreams come true. I'm going to be inside of a book. My review, my thoughts are going to be inside of a book. I didn't think I was a fan of classics until I read Frankenstein. I was pleasantly surprised about how atmospheric this novel was. You know, it's not like the best review I've ever written in my life. I'm not the biggest review writer, just because you guys know this. I'm not great at putting my thoughts and opinions into words and to making it sound pretty. I'm just kind of like more verbal and vocal about it. And I also move my hands a lot when I really enjoy a book. So anyways, this is the copy, the first physical copy that I read of Frankenstein. I don't remember if my first time reading Frankenstein, I read it as an ebook, because when I read this was my first Frankenstein copy, but I had already read Frankenstein. So I don't how did I read Frankenstein the first time? I just can't, like, I don't remember. But the point is, this is my first copy. Look at all of the annotations. Oh, I remember reading everything is coming back to me, and I love this. I adore this. And then this is my newest copy. Look at the annotations. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. And I truly went insane. I truly went insane annotating this book because there's just so much to unpack. There is truly so much to unpack. I couldn't stop. Literally, this copy has 214 pages. Every single page that I flip to has a bunch of annotations. And it's just because there is so much to analyze. There's so much to think about. There's so much that this book talks about. It's a story about self-hatred. It's a story about isolation. It's a story about the dangers of ambition and knowledge. And it's just incredible. It's like the responsibility that a creator has to its creation, and how every time that the creature learned something new, he more than ever realized how lonely he was and how isolated from the rest of humanity he was. And it's so heartbreaking, because truly at the end of the day, what the creature wanted was some company. Literally all of this could have been avoided if he had some company. If he had somebody next to him that said, hey, same, period. That's on period. He really just needed somebody to talk to. And that's just so, I feel like that's something that we can all relate to in a way. We all just want to be understood. Wait, okay, just focus on this though. Deep down, or actually not even deep down, generally, we all just want to be understood, and we all want to not feel alone. And I think that the creature does such a fantastic, he's such an incredible portrayal of our wish and our need to have people around us. We need company. We need the society of other people. We can't just live this life on our own and think we're going to be okay. Like, we're always going to have that emptiness inside of us if we are not with people who understand us. Literally every single page looks like this. What I was trying to say is this edition, or like the novel itself, has a total of 214 pages. And out of those 214 pages, I annotated 210. I think the only chapter that I didn't really annotate was when we were getting to know the story of Safi and her father, when we were learning about the DeLacy's exile. Basically, that's like the only chapter that I didn't annotate. But even that chapter has like a couple of annotations. But every other page of this copy looks a little bit like this. Like, it's just unavoidable because Frankenstein, as I mentioned in my original review, it's the book that made me realize that I love classics. This is the book that made me realize that classics can be enjoyable and they can, you know, like attach themselves to your soul and become a part of you. And Frankenstein is the classic that, you know, kind of like not rekindled, because I didn't really ever have a love for classics before Frankenstein, but it's kind of the book that showed me that I could love classics and that classics could be universal, and they could, even though they were written like 300, 400 years ago, you can still relate to the sentiments of these characters and what they're living through and what they're feeling and thinking. And I love, oh my goodness, okay, I'm so sorry. I have so many things to say about Frankenstein, because the first time that I read Frankenstein, I hadn't read Paradise Lost by John Milton, and now I have. I think I read it, was it a couple of months ago? Yeah, I read it before I left in July or like late June to Spain. So yeah, I read it in June, Paradise Lost, and having that knowledge, knowing that Frankenstein, or Mary Shelley in this case, she does a lot of, like, she references Paradise Lost quite a lot, because the creature compares himself to Adam and then also compares himself to Satan from Paradise Lost, because Paradise Lost is one of the books that the creature finds like lying on the floor, and that's how he learns about feelings and the world. And it was just so good. It was just so good. And if you can't tell, I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. Like, this has always been a 5 out of 5 star book for me. And upon reread, it's just gotten better. Like, there's just so, it's so beautiful. It will always and forever be one of my all-time favorite books ever, 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 ever. I was telling my boyfriend, if I could only take 10 books with me to anywhere that I had to go, this would definitely be in the top 5, because it was just so good. It was just so good. I'm so happy. I am so happy that I finally reread Frankenstein, because I've been wanting to reread it for so long, because I knew that I just had so many things that I wanted to dissect and analyze and think about and comment on. And then I also read this graphic edition of Frankenstein. So this does include Frankenstein, like the book that we were just talking about, but it also includes the other 2 stories that were written the same night as Frankenstein, which is Vampire by John Polordi. Sorry, I don't know the names. The Vampire by John Polidori, and A Fragment by Lord Byron. So these are the 2 other stories that I read apart from Frankenstein. And The Vampire, in case you guys don't know, is actually one of the inspirations for Bram Stoker's Dracula. So that was really interesting. I think I enjoyed The Vampire more than I enjoyed Dracula. And then for Lord Byron's A Fragment, it was just like, okay, I don't think I'm a fan of Lord Byron's writing. Obviously, maybe I should read a little bit more of his works before I make an entire opinion just on this fragment. But if I'm basing it off on this one fragment, I'm not a fan of Lord Byron. Like, I would not recommend that. I would not reread it ever again. Like, as I was reading it, I was just like, when will this be done? So yes. Oh, I also have my coffee with me. Hi, good morning. It's like 8 a.m. So I hope you're doing wonderful. I do have these 2 books left from my October TBR, but, and here's the thing, this is where I always kind of like mess things up, because even though I still have literally a couple of books on my October TBR, there's another book that I really want to start reading. And I mean, this was not planned, but this is a buddy read. And Mairead and I said that we were going to start reading this in November, but then we were like, what if we start a little bit early And that is The Gambler and Other Stories, written by, of course, Fyodor Dostoevsky. As you can see, we've already separated sort of our daily goals, and it's just like I really want to read The Gambler by Dostoevsky. Ooh, a bird. Okay, sorry. I really want to read The Gambler by Dostoevsky, especially because it has other stories included. And the very first story that we can see here is White Nights. And I have already read White Nights, but the thing is, I read it as an ebook. And I feel like because of that, I couldn't enjoy it as much as I probably would have if I had read it physically. So I really want to reread it and see if I enjoy it more the second time around, because the first time I gave it a 3-star. And seeing how so many people love and adore White Nights, I really want to give it a second chance and just see if my mind changes, if I maybe connect with it a little bit deeper this time around. So this is another book that I really want to read and that I know I'm going to love it. Like, I don't even know what it's about, but I just know I'm going to love it. I am a ridiculous man. They call me mad now. That would be a promotion in rank if I weren't just as ridiculous to them as I was before. The Gambler and Other Stories collects the title novella and 6 other short stories that span the writer's career. The Gambler, dictated to a stenographer in 26 days in order to meet the deadline that would allow him to pay off his roulette debts, is a psychological study of the destructive power of addiction, while White Nights is the charming collection of notes of a dreamer who recalls 4 nights of happiness. So as you can see, I have quite a lot of reading plans for this week. I still have 2 weeks left in October, so I do have time to definitely finish A Clockwork Orange, definitely start La Sombra del Viento, and also start The Gambler. Like, I don't want to finish The Gambler this month because obviously it's still a November buddy read, but I do want to read White Nights because I feel like that could be so beautiful and romantic and gorgeous. But I definitely need to start La Sombra del Viento because if I don't start it this week, and then if I don't start it next week, I just don't, like, I really want to read this. I really do. I just need to stop putting it off. So yeah, those are my plans. Those are the books that I've been reading. That's how I've been spending my time lately. Oh my goodness, wait. I've also been kind of like falling back in love with anime. I haven't been watching quite a lot of anime recently. I don't know why. I think it's just because other things have taken up my time, like K-dramas and books and, you know, just life in general. But recently I have started rewatching Naruto. Sorry, I said it in English. I've restarted my watch of Naruto, which I started last year, and then I never got around to finishing it. But yesterday we did reach episode 100, so I'm very happy about that. And I'm just really enjoying it. I think Rock Lee is my favorite character, in case you were wondering. Like, I just love his story. I love his arc. I really feel for him, and I love the relationship that he has with Guy Sensei. So I just really want to see like 100 more episodes of just him and Guy Sensei because I love them together. And then I also recently started season 2 of My Dress Up Darling. Season 1 was so good. I'm really excited to continue watching season 2 because it's looking like it's going to be just as good or maybe even better than season 1. Which would be a little bit hard because I literally gave season 1 5 out of 5 stars. So it's definitely hard to top, but I'm excited to continue. And I just love that I'm finally back watching anime because obviously anime is such a big part of my life and I have dedicated so much of my time to watching anime and reading manga and discovering new worlds and characters and stories. So I'm really happy that I can finally like start making more time for anime. So let me know what you guys have been watching. Let me know what you guys have been reading because I'm always looking for some new recommendations. And if you have any shoujo anime recommendations, I would really love some because I feel like I've been watching way too many shonen ones. I recently got up to date with this one anime that's called, I don't know the name, Gachiakuta? The animation really reminds me of Soul Eater. There's something about the character designs that's just really reminiscent to me of Soul Eater. Gachiakuta? I'm gonna put it up here. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. The fight scenes are really cool. The story is very interesting as well. There's a lot of mystery and there's a lot of questions that we have unanswered, but I like where the story is going. Apparently this season is going to have 24 episodes and episode 15 recently came out. And And before that, I watched another one that I also don't know the name of because it's like a very buchigara. It was another cool anime, but again, I just really want like some shoujo in my life right now, like My Dress Up Darling, for example. I also recently finished watching season 2 of The Apothecary Diaries. So yeah, I've just really been on this anime journey, or like I've been restarting my anime journey, so I would love some recommendations, more specifically some shoujo animations, but if you have some shonen that you think I would enjoy, I would also love to hear from you. For now, I think I'm just gonna go finish my coffee, watch some Dress Up Darling, and eventually keep reading A Clockwork Orange, because I think I could finish it today. Like, if I really put my mind to it, I think I could finish it today. So let's try my best. I will try my best. I will keep you guys updated. Welcome to this vlog. I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you're cozy. And yeah, I hope that you enjoy. Maybe not. Oh my god. Not Dostoevsky, por favor. No, Dostoevsky. Okay, hi. Sorry, we're back. I just remembered there's something else that I really wanted to talk to you guys about, and not only me, my boyfriend also wants me to talk to you guys about this. For those of you who don't know, I was actually in a year-long, long-distance relationship, and it's recently come to an end because he has come back from war. Yeah, he was studying in Spain, and he's finished his studies and now he's back home, so we are no longer long distance. During that year, something really beautiful happened. You know, a lot of things happened, but one of my favorite things is the fact that he kind of picked up a little reading habit, and throughout that year I have been, you know, like either recommending books to him or buying books for him and like not making him read it, but like strongly suggesting that he read them and that he talks to me about how he's liking them and stuff like that. I think it all started with People We Meet on Vacation. So People We Meet on Vacation is actually, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is the book that made me reach out to him because, oh my God, it's just such a long story. Okay, to make a long story short, we used to be best friends in college, and then we kind of lost contact with each other. And then 2 years ago, I was rereading People We Meet on Vacation, and the relationship between Alex and Poppy really, really reminded me of my own friendship with my boyfriend. And so after rereading People We Meet on Vacation, I just basically texted him and I was like, hey, do you want to go get coffee? And, you know, yeah, basically now we're here. So I thought, or I think he thought that it would be really nice if he read People We Meet on Vacation so that he could see kind of what jump-started our relationship. So this is the very first book that I bought for him, and this is the very first book that he read, at least in 2023. He does have a couple of annotations, and he does say that Alex is a lot like me. He has a couple of annotations and things he underlines where he's, it was just really cute. Okay, it's really cute. And obviously I now have his copy, and I also have my own copy. So basically I have 2 copies of People We Meet on Vacation, because one thing that we did agree on is that all of the books that he bought during this, or like during that year abroad, I will now have ownership of them, because obviously I have the space, I have the library, so it kind of, you know, we've connected the dots. Obviously I'm going to be keeping the books, and if he ever wants the books back, I guess I could, you know, lend them out. It's kind of like a library, literally like a library. So I thought it would be fun to kind of go through all of the books that he bought during his journey, during his stay in Spain. And yeah, I have this cute little shelf picked out for him. Wait, maybe we should move it. So I have cleared up this tiny shelf for him because it's not a lot of books, but you know, they're good ones. So I thought that they should have their own space, and this will be forever known as his shelf. So that's nice. And of course, the very first book that we have here is People We Meet on Vacation. This is a very special one. It's probably going to go framed in our house. And then, oh my goodness, where do I even start? The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I kind of had an inkling that he would maybe enjoy some high fantasy, and I have read The Final Empire, so I know that it's good, and I would full-heartedly recommend this to anyone, and I thought that maybe he could enjoy it. He was a little intimidated by the size, obviously, because since he's not a big reader, once I gave this to him and he saw the sheer size of it, he was like, this is gonna take me 2 years to read. But it didn't, thankfully. The plan was to make him read the entire Mistborn trilogy, so he's currently reading the second one, and we also have the third one here with us, The Hero of Ages. So once he finishes book 2, which he will finish in November, I'm going to be giving him The Hero of Ages so that he can continue on that journey. And then we also have The Restaurant of Lost Recipes. So this one was really cute because this was like a December gift, and basically, was it a December gift? I think so. Because the thing is, he bought a copy for me too. Like, look, I have 2 copies of The Restaurant of Lost Recipes. His idea was that we would have the same book and then we could read it together and have like cute little reading dates and discuss the book as we read it. And it's so nice because we gave it the same rating. We both gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And it was just really nice to discuss this book with him. So there you go. Nice. And then we also have, this was a Christmas gift, I believe. This is Ruination by Anthony Reynolds, which is a League of Legends novel. It's an epic tale of magic, revenge, adventure, and one last hope to save the world. So he loved this. He really did. He had so much fun reading it, and I don't even think he struggled with the size. He was like, oh, I want more. And of course, since I already knew that he enjoyed Brandon Sanderson, he bought 2 more. Well, I bought him 2 more. I think he bought this one, which is Dawn Shard. I think this is the very first Brandon Sanderson book that he tried out, because obviously I didn't want to start him with Final Empire because of the size of it. So yeah, it's coming back to me now. I think this is the very first Brandon Sanderson book that he bought. And I remember that he enjoyed it. He was like, oh, it's cool. It's really interesting. But it wasn't like a big deal. And then I was like, okay, read Final Empire. Now that I know that you like his writing style, let's try out the Final Empire. And I'm glad that we did that because he's really enjoying them. And then the last book that we got, well, not we, the last book that he got was Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, also by Brandon Sanderson. And this one is also very special because he actually bought this one because he wanted to be a part of my August Patreon Buddy Read book club pick. And this is the book that we read in August. I think it was August. Yeah. He just wanted to be a part of it. He wanted to be a part of it. And so I bought him this copy so that he could read it. And he also enjoyed it. I think we also gave it the same rating. So that's really nice. And now I can have a physical copy of Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, which is low-key what I always wanted. So this is my boyfriend's shelf. Yay! Obviously, I'm going to organize it a little bit because I'm not going to keep the books like that. That just does not look right. But I wanted to go through the books that he brought back from his year abroad while he was studying. I really just wanted to share this with you guys. Everybody say good job, boyfriend, because he's really proud of this. And I'm really proud of him too. So yeah, it's not easy to pick up the reading habit when you're not really used to it ever. So the fact that he put in the work and that he tried his best and that he actually read all of these books in the span of a year is so impressive. And I am so proud of him. So everybody say good job, boyfriend. He deserves it. And now I'm going to see how I'm going to be organizing these books because this is not working for me. But yeah, I just really wanted to talk about these books and share them. And yes, now I'm going to go organize. I have officially finished reading A Clockwork Orange, written by Anthony Burgess. Not Discord interrupting this moment that we are having. I did end up using this dictionary of the made-up language that Anthony Burgess. Okay. How to pronounce? Because okay.
Anthony Burgess.
Okay, Anthony Burgess, thank you so much for this. So anyways, I did end up using the dictionary for the made-up language that he made up for this book. And actually, I found out some really interesting things. He invented NADSAT to create a timeless and universal setting by avoiding contemporary slang that would quickly become dated. So that was really interesting. I would have never clocked that ever without somebody else telling me. The language also served as a form of linguistic programming to make readers feel disoriented, immersing them in the character's world. As the author explained himself, the reader would be brainwashed into learning it, just as the characters are being reprogrammed by society. That is such an interesting take. I never would have seen that coming, but it honestly makes sense. I don't know if it's because I'm no longer reading this at 2 a.m., but honestly, after part 2 begins, I enjoyed this a lot. I won't say it's a new favorite classic or that I had so much fun reading this, because this is not a book that you have fun with. it's a book that you have to really sit with, and you have to you just have to read it. And it is true that the more time that you spend with this book, the easier it is to understand. And after a while, I did have to look up a couple of words, but since they're being used regularly, it's easy to remember what they mean. And so you find yourself just reading this and strangely understanding it without having to look up the words that you at first had no idea what they meant. So that was an interesting twist or reading experience. And the story itself is so messed up. It starts off with Alex and his group of fellow hooligans as they are, walking through the streets of wherever they are, and they're wreaking havoc. They're just running around committing crimes and robbing people and assaulting other people and just, breaking and entering, doing all of these ungodly activities until Alex ends up in prison. And then in prison, there's this new treatment or this new experiment where you take these thieves, you take these criminals, and you sort of try to fix them and you try and turn them into law-abiding citizens. But the way that they do this is by forcing them to watch these violent films while at the same time making them sick, so that every time that they see anything related to violence, they will automatically get sick. It's like tricking your brain into thinking that you don't actually like what you're seeing. And it works. But the thing is, and there's a really interesting paragraph that talks about why this isn't right. He will be a true Christian, ready to turn the other cheek, ready to be crucified rather than crucify, sick to the very heart at the thought of even killing a fly. And that was right, brothers, because when he said that, I thought of killing a fly and felt just that tiny bit sick, but I pushed the sickness and pain back by thinking of the fly being fed with bits of sugar and looked after like a bleeding pet and all that. Cal. Alex loses his ability to make a choice. He's no longer choosing what is right because he knows that it's right. He's choosing it because the alternative is to feel sick and to feel horrible. What does God want? Does God want witness or the choice of goodness? Is a man who chooses the bad perhaps in some way better than a man who has the good imposed upon him? Deep and hard questions. So yeah, A Clockwork Orange was definitely an experience like no other. I don't think I will ever read a book quite like this, and I don't think I really want to. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but would I recommend it? I just don't know, fellas. I just don't know. This one has me questioning if I would recommend it. I did enjoy reading it, especially after part 2 begins. But I don't know, is it worth feeling all of the confusion over this new language? Is it worth... No sé, como que I have to think about this one, but I did really enjoy my time with A Clockwork Orange, and I definitely enjoyed it more than I was when I was reading it at 2 a.m. for my 24-hour reading challenge. So I'm glad that I didn't finish it in the 24-hour reading challenge, because I feel like if I had, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did. So cheers to that. And now that I've finished A Clockwork Orange, that means that I have only one more book in my October TBR. Fellas, I think I can do it. I know it's over 600 pages, but I feel like I can do it, especially with, I don't know, I'm just in a really big reading mood, and obviously I can't really leave my house right now because our streets are flooded thanks to Melissa. So yeah, there's really not much else to do apart from reading and watching my shows. I'm going to be reading La Sombra del Viento now, but I do have to get some work done before I can start this new book. So yeah, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. What the fuck? Holy... Oh my god, what was that? Cooper, it's okay. Cooper, don't worry about it. Cooper, you're so good. Bang, amor, you're so good. You're so good. It was just a thunder thing. Ay, pero no me empujes, Dios. You're so good. You're so safe. You're so safe. You're okay, but don't push me. You're so safe. You're so safe. It's okay. You're good. So something really cool that happened thanks to my previous vlog is that a couple of fellow Dominican viewers saw all of the books that I was unhauling, and they messaged me asking if I could send those books to them. Of course, as soon as I got those messages, I was like, yes, thank goodness. Like, I would much rather prefer to give these books to people that I know really want them instead of just like donating them and maybe like who knows who's gonna get them. But now I know that these books are going to someone that's going to love them and hopefully enjoy them and care for them. So I compiled all of the books that they asked for, and some of the books still had a couple of tabs and things like that. So I just wanted to make sure that they were as clean as possible. So this is just me cleaning up these books and taking off some of the tabs. Thankfully, these are the non-annotated books, so it was really easy to kind of give them a new beginning. And yeah, I just really wanted to share this with you guys so that you can see that these books are going to better homes. And it was really funny because I don't know if you remember, but I actually have 2 copies. Apart from my other copy that I actually read, I also have 2 more copies of The Brothers Karamazov, and these 2 girls that contacted me, they both asked for 1 copy, so I could finally like give my bonus copies of The Brothers Karamazov to other people, and they weren't just there, you know, gathering dust. And I found it really funny that the one book that I have I have some beef with The Brothers Karamazov, as you probably know. So it was really funny that I was finally able to like, you know, give them to other people. So yeah, I just really wanted to share this with you guys, and the fact that I was able to like give these books a better home because I don't know, I was just like really happy and excited when I got those messages. And of course, I loved doing this, and I love being able to share the love for books and reading, and the fact that we could do this, and that, you know, fellow Dominicans are watching my videos and like we're being able to connect and things like that. Like, that's just really, it made me really, really happy. And yeah, so this is just me cleaning the books, getting them ready to send them off to their new homes. So yeah, how y'all doing? Are you enjoying the vlog? I hope you are. I think I'm gonna shut up now so that you can enjoy the clips, but yeah. I feel like I've had a pretty good day today, despite, you know, being stuck at home, not being able to leave because the streets are wild. because of Melissa. Everything is Melissa's fault at this point. So I just wanted to check in with you guys and see how you were doing. How are we feeling? Are you enjoying the vlog? I really hope that you are. I've just had a lot of fun editing it, so I hope that that kind of translates into the video somehow. And I think the only thing that's missing truly is to update. Oh my god, it's so bright. I want to update my reading trackers. I haven't updated any of my reading trackers ever since I did the 24-hour readathon. So I definitely have a lot of updates to do, a lot of books to write down, and I don't want to do it alone. I need your company. So let's just pretend that we're on FaceTime and please keep me company because I don't want to do this alone. Like, I've been alone all day. Maybe I'll make myself into a little bubble so that I can be here in the corner of the screen and you guys can see this in all its glory. So basically this is, you know, my Ride and Die 2025 reading tracker. The last book that I wrote down is The Rainfall Market by Yu Young Guang. We have a lot of books to write down. And you know what? This would be so much easier if I didn't have to hold this. I feel like every time that I put it here though, like it gets muffled, but hopefully this won't muffle it. I don't even know. But hopefully it won't. But anyways, it's really hard for me to make conversation. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna write all of the book titles down and then I'm going to focus on the details. That way I can kind of keep track of everything behind the painting. Y después assign volume 7. And then I think I can just do this. Yes, that was very satisfying. Okay, and then I read Catabasis, Clockwork, Orange. Why do I keep confusing them? And then all of these. So I did my 24-hour readathon the 14th, and then most of the books I finished on the 14th as well. I also started Catabasis the 14th. There we go. And then I finished all, yes, nice. And then Catabasis, I finished the 15th, and then A Clockwork Orange, I started the 15th, and then I finished A Clockwork Orange today. Nice. And then I'm currently reading La Sombra del Viento, Carlos Ruiz Zafón. There we go. New to me. Gender, he, him. Year read, 2025. Month, what is the month? October. Thank you. Not me struggling with the basics. Okay, this is like really fun. Ooh, so I can tell you guys what I thought about. Should I brush my hair? No. I can tell you guys what I thought about the first couple of pages of La Sombra del Viento. Obviously, I couldn't really, I mean, not obviously, that's not like an obvious thing. Pero I couldn't read much because, as I mentioned before, I think earlier on the day, I did have a couple of work things to get done. So it's not like I could spend my entire day reading, unfortunately. I did get to read quite a couple of pages. And again, I'm already obsessed with the writing. Like, I love how poetic it feels, and literally the beginning of the book is this kid telling us how his mom died and how the day that he found out it was raining, so he asks his dad, is the sky crying? It was very reminiscent of, obviously, if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, as soon as you read that scene, you'll be like, oh, this is Roy Mustang in that one funeral. Obviously, I don't want to say the character's name in case you haven't seen it, pero yeah, I immediately thought of that scene when I was reading, oh, is the sky crying? Because obviously that's what Roy, well, I mean, it's not the same thing that he says, but he's kind of like, oh, it must be raining. And then Hawkeye is just like, no, it's not raining. And then she looks over and he's crying. Like, that scene lives rent-free in my mind. It literally marked my childhood. It was very upsetting. So yeah, we have that comparison to Full Metal Alchemist already, literally in like the first 2 to 3 pages. So I really enjoyed that. And overall, I still don't really know what the story is going to be about, but our father's, or our main character's father, has taken us to this kind of secret underground place where the forgotten books go to die. Basically, like books that are never sold or books that people just stop reading, those books always end up in this place, and they're sort of like the keepers or the protectors of those books. Apparently it's like a thing that runs in the family, and he's about to come of age, so his dad is just explaining how everything works and how in each person's life you get to pick one book, or you get to adopt one book, and you have to stay with that book for the rest of your life. And basically the book that our main character picks is this one book that calls to him, that's called La Sombra del Viento, which is literally the book that we're reading. So I love that. I love that inception. And that's basically all I know so far. Like, that's all I've been able to read, but I'm really, really enjoying it. I did have to stop for a while, but I am so excited to get back into it. I'm really happy that I tried extra hard to get this Spanish edition, because you guys were right. I feel like I wouldn't have, you know, truly appreciated the beauty of this book if I had read it in English, in its English translation. So thank you guys for pushing me to read the original. Like, I really appreciate it. So now that I've officially finished updating all of my reading trackers, oh my goodness, why did that take so long? But honestly, I feel amazing. It feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, because I knew that I had this like pending. So I'm really glad that I did it, but that officially brings this vlog to a close. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I really appreciate you watching. Like, it really means the world. I'm so thankful and grateful that you're here and that you let my videos and I be a part of your life or a part of your routine. Like, it makes me so happy when you post on Instagram that you're watching my videos while you're eating breakfast or working on something, and you just have me there on the background. Like, I don't know, it's like so heartwarming, and it makes me really happy. So thank you. And from the bottom of my heart, I really do hope that you enjoyed. Thank you, and I hope that it was worth your time. And if it's not, I will try my best for the next video to be even better. And yeah, I hope that you guys are staying safe. I hope you're having a lovely October, and I will definitely be seeing you next week. Bye!
Hey Jimmy, you nice, keep going.